today we have made the trek out towards Hershey, Pennsylvania to be at the wonderful Tröegs Brewery. I'm very excited to be here. Woo-hoo. And we have with us two guys at the table who were very kind to donate their time to us. We have Mr.
Hi, I'm Jeff Herb. I'm the Media and Communications Coordinator here at Tröegs Brewery.
And
I'm Mike Ross. I give tours, done a bunch of stuff here at the brewery, bottling line, bartender.
Very cool. And you actually gave us a tour before we started recording, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. It was really cool. And there's a lot of cool stuff that we got to see.
Yeah.
It is an impressive facility.
It
Holy
really
crap,
is.
They make a lot of beer.
Yeah. Giant equipment. To say giant, that's a huge understatement.
Yeah,
but
enormous.
Huge equipment. And what, 800 barrels? Is that?
The new tanks outside are 800-barrel tanks. Tons of new toys. John likes to buy toys. He likes to build toys. We saw a little bit of each today.
Bags of grain that can hold 300 tons, or 30 tons.
30 tons.
300
Slightly
G's.
less.
Yeah, a little less than 300
Which
tons,
is what,
but
60,000 pounds?
It's a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And he had 3 of those hanging up there.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of hops. And we got to see the hops.
Yeah,
or
with
malt,
the hopper. That was a lot of malt. But we
Really?
did get to see the hops as
well. I thought... Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
We're just messing everything up now.
Did Mike show you the photos that we just got in?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
They are beautiful.
Can't wait till they get hooked up.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
I posted a picture. Well, I posted several pictures on Facebook, but I did make sure to snap one of those. And they're getting ready to bottle out there, too, so we'll have a background show.
It might get a little noisy in here.
Wouldn't
That's
be the first
right.
time.
Yeah.
We were in a fermentation room somewhere before, and that was...
I was just talking about me, not the bottling.
Okay. Well, that works, too. Awesome.
Even better.
Love it.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for having us out here.
Thanks, pleasure.
And thank you for the awesome tour earlier, and I'm sure the awesome beers that are staring me down from across the way. Mm-hmm. And we have some stuff we're taking home. I got a 4-pack of Lagrave that I'm very excited, which Lagrave, callback, is what Nick brought with him, as it was freshly released. So Nick brought it to us when we were recording in our quote-unquote studio, and it was amazing, and I couldn't wait to get my hands on some more. So I am taking it home with me, which is fantastic.
Very nice.
That's going to be gone by tomorrow.
And it's all going to be at Tröegs. I mean, I definitely think definitely one of my favorite breweries. In our area.
Yeah, I mean, with Tröegenator and I like
one of my
Perpetual is always phenomenal, and Dreamweaver is God. Whenever I go to a bottle shop, if Dreamweaver's there, I have to get it.
And
I can't not walk away without it.
The Mad Elf.
Which
in Mad Elf season. And Nugget Nectar.
And
we got some exciting news about Nugget Nectar, too.
I know! I'm so excited. I asked Mike, I'm like, the rumors are true, right?
I think I missed the news. What is it?
Well, why don't we start the interview with the news?
Yeah.
Might as well start. So we're happy to report that Nugget Nectar will be coming out this season in 4 packs of 16-ounce pounder cans.
Whoa, that's cool.
Following suit with, on the heels of Tröegenator, we put out in pounders, obviously, last year. So, everyone's pretty stoked about it, including all of us here, obviously.
Of course, how could you not be?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
That's awesome. So when is that going to be released in cans, then?
It'll come out, when we typically release Nugget Nectar mid-January. Probably going to push it out a little earlier this year. Just because we have the capacity and the means to now. So we're hoping that it'll be out in all of our markets by 2nd, 3rd week of January.
Yay.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Very nice.
So
if it's not out,
tuned.
I will be emailing you every day.
Yes. When is it coming out?
Jeff,
it's not out yet.
Jeff, I didn't get it yet.
You said it was going to be out.
Jeff.
It's not out.
Come on, Jeff.
Oh, believe me, I get plenty of those emails for Mad Elf season and Nugget Nectar season. Are insane.
It keeps them busy.
Yeah. When does Mad Elf make its triumphant return?
Very soon, actually. Yeah, bottles, 12 and 22 ounce.
I have it.
Yeah.
Oh,
October 13th.
Yeah, October 13th. Gift packs in 101 ounce are going to be November 3rd. 6 stools and half kegs are November 17th. So they kind of tier it out, kind of package it separately and send it all out.
Lasts a little longer, yeah.
But I know one of the interesting things, Mike, that you mentioned on the tour was how they kind of stockpile everything and then release it to all the distributors on the same day.
Exactly.
So it doesn't cause any hard feelings if somebody got
Which
it
is
first.
a really good idea.
Yeah,
exactly.
I like that.
And it speaks obviously to the popularity of the beer. I mean, the fact that you got to do that, it's that's a good thing.
The distributor is our customer, so we're always going to keep them happy and have them to be on an even sales field. Doesn't give anyone advantage, no hard feelings.
And it's got to be a great beer if a certain distributor having it a day before is actually going to give them an advantage sales-wise. I mean, to know that people
for
are
something like that,
people will travel. I mean,
you
cannot talk to the people who work at the general store, and they get people from out of state.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been case limits of it, and people bring friends, and it's those 5 cases for him, and him.
Yep.
Yep.
When was it first released, Mad Elf?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I believe it was.
It has to be like at least.
I'm thinking 2001 or 2002, because it was one of the 3 beers that they released when they were struggling for the first couple years. Tröegs was kind of, not turning a profit so much. They were making some beers that I think were. You got to consider the time frame we were in too. Late 90s.
Started 97.
They were doing a nut brown, a Bavarian lager, and things like that. And Chris Trögner had a famous quote where he basically said, "If we're going to go down, we might as well have fun doing it."
Right.
So
that's where I think also Trögenator came around that time.
Yeah, it was Hopback, Trögenator, and I think Mad Elf was the third one. They kind of released them in succession. And it was just the beer that they wanted to drink during the holidays, and it just threw caution to the wind.
Sparked the fire.
Sometimes you got to take a chance.
Awesome. But Hopback was the first one that put them on the map. But then after that, it was just kind of like, once they started, we can actually make money doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it a hit right away, or did it take a little bit for it to catch on?
Mad Elf, from what I understand, caught on very quickly.
Okay.
The first cases that they sent out, it was a small amount, but they sold out just in pre-orders.
That's awesome.
And so they were just surprised that everyone wanted to drink this weird Belgian style beer with cherries and honey that was 11%.
So good.
It is really good.
And it also kind of grew slowly. It was one of those harder to get beers where the demand was fresh for a long time. I think they kind of the first couple of years built up the demand a little bit, which I thought was a really smart idea.
Right.
Instead of just flooding the market and say, people.
It's here, get it.
It does, kind of. I think that does help to sort of make it a little bit rare off the bat, And
Absolutely.
Tröegs has always been about slow and steady growth instead of just pushing stuff out there right away.
Test the waters.
Right. Look at the building we're in. That's a testament to the growth that Tröegs has made. This is
3 times original size.
Yeah, huge and super impressive building.
90,000 square feet.
This is the first time I've ever actually been here, and
same here.
This place is
nice.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
I know from the actual brewing areas and all that, but for the brew pub out there, the seating outside.
They really did their homework, and they wanted to make it very hands-on, user-friendly, and like a destination where people can come and not only have the beer, but learn about the process and see it, firsthand. That's why the brew deck is kind of overlooking
which is awesome.
Tasting room, and that's the highlight of the centerpiece of the
and
brewery.
Wayne had made a comment when we were on the tour. You can tell that you can always tell when a brewery has it set up for a tour, but there's always to me a difference where it's set up for a tour and looks like crap, and set up for a tour and it's integrated into everything, which I think out there Tröegs has done very well. It's right above, and you have what was that? That was right on the brew deck. Was that the mash tun?
Mash tun, lauter tun, and boil kettle.
Yeah,
up there. Yeah.
And just having that behind the bar, but still visible to everybody else, and you can go up there and take a tour of it.
Well, not only that, but when they're brewing, it's also really filling the room with the aromas of the brewing process.
Oh yeah,
and
especially you can always tell the first day of Brew Nugget Nectar. Oh my God, you walk in and you can it just permeates pretty much everywhere.
Whenever they add that first hop addition, everyone in the room simultaneously turns around. It's like, what is going on there?
It's awesome.
It's some goodness.
That is awesome.
I consider that a fringe benefit of working here. Right?
Yeah.
When you walk in and get that, hit
real
in the face.
man cologne.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we were also just talking about how large this building is. I also don't want people to forget we also just got a distribution center too. Large part of that is also refrigerated to keep beer fresh.
Yeah.
That solved a few problems. We start running out of room to store cases, especially Mad Elf. Also, imagine trucks going through our parking lot right now. That was another issue. So eliminating that traffic made a lot of sense. And it's not terribly too far. So it was a really nice addition. But
going to give us more room for voters and other fun stuff.
More
that John buys.
Cool. More toys.
Yeah, more toys. That's what it
and
boils down
I have to point out, too, that I didn't know that this location, the new one, was so close to Hershey Park.
Oh, yeah, man.
Driving up the street, I saw the roller coaster. It was like, I didn't know it was there. But it's cool. I mean, do you get a lot of people coming from the park like afterwards, or coming here first and then going to the park?
No, come here before a Bears game.
The park, yeah.
Bears games.
Bears
you
games
always
are huge.
come before Bears games, and you
Concerts.
cannot move.
Concerts are
I
huge.
can imagine,
Concerts,
The Zach Brown, Jimmy Buffett weekend was. It was the same weekend, and it was.
Oh man,
we broke our record of all time on Friday night, and then the next night we broke that record.
Oh my God!
Wow.
So it was
which one
ridiculous.
had the ultimate record then? Zach Brown?
I think it was the Zach Brown.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was second Saturday.
Wow.
And then like the auto show that they have here. Is
I
huge.
forgot about the auto show.
Yeah. And I mean the outlets are right there too.
Yep.
So it's like
It's a great
drop the
spot.
wife off at the outlets, unless she likes beer.
Drop the kids off.
Drop the husband
Yeah,
off.
Drop
Send
the
the
kids off
kids
to
to the
the
park, the
Yeah.
wife to the outlets, and sit and
You
drink.
come here and drink your face off.
That's right. So,
It's a good setup. Yeah.
do they serve any Tröegs beers at the venues?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hershey?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. It's been a long time
fact,
since I've been to a concert there.
Couple
Had Nugget Nectar there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, we went to see Matchbox 20 up there, and if I remember right, you had, I forget what it was, but I was jealous that you had a Tröegs. I didn't have any
Of
money with me,
course.
but
That's
Yeah.
where I get my seats at the Bears game based on where the Tröegs stand is.
Nice.
I'm not kidding.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well,
Got a
when
plan.
we the last show, or one of the last shows I saw at the Giant Center was Rush, my favorite band.
Yeah.
And I actually got meet and greet passes based on working here.
Oh my
Really?
God.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we actually got to meet the band, and like right after I got done meeting the band, like they opened up the curtain and there was the Tröegs stand, and I was just like, just so ecstatic, you know. And I was like, I'm gonna buy like the
Worlds
biggest beer I can
collided.
get. Yeah. So I ended up buying, you know, a huge $12 or $15 hot back for both of us because I was in such
Yeah,
a
you
good
can
mood.
get huge.
That's awesome.
And I actually
Mugs
pulled
of
out.
them.
I actually pulled out my employee discount card, and I was like, "Can I use this here?" And she gave me this weirdest look. And of course, wasn't being serious, but
Yeah.
it's kind of funny.
That's funny.
Worth a shot.
Was Neil Peart, was he kind of like backing off from everybody? Because I heard he's not very social.
Thank you for saying his name correctly, first of all.
Oh yeah, no, I used to work for WMMR, and that was the biggest thing.
nice.
Neil Peart. You said, no, who the hell is Neil Peart?
Neil actually does not do the meet and greets.
Oh,
really?
Really?
He stepped back from doing a lot of the promotion and publicity when, I don't know if you, and not to jump on a tangent of talking about Rush, because people are probably like, yeah, who cares?
He was really
Exactly.
disappointed it was me, actually.
he had some personal tragedies that occurred back in the late 90s where he lost his daughter in a car accident and then lost his wife within a year to cancer. So, yeah, he did this whole, they like essentially ended the band for about 5 years. And he's obviously since recovered and he's remarried now.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was a pretty rough patch for him.
Understandably
Not to get
so.
on a downer.
Yeah.
Nah.
Just bring the room down. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Wow.
Show's over.
No,
But yeah,
we
so-
still have beer to drink.
But yeah, so anyway, yeah, getting back to the whole location, it's like obviously been very beneficial for us
Yeah,
to
how
be
long-
located where we are.
How long has Tröegs been in this location?
October of 2011.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
so it's fairly recent.
Yeah.
And where was
just coming up on our 3-year anniversary?
3 years, yep.
Where was the old one?
On Paxton Street in Harrisburg.
Harrisburg,
Okay.
yeah.
Like downtown Harrisburg.
We were there
Okay.
for 15 years.
Right.
Wow.
You
And
can still,
now
you can still go
Appalachian
there.
has that facility, correct?
No, it's actually...
They have our bottling line.
That's right.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a donation center for Habitat Humanity. So we're really excited that it was going to
okay.
be a nonprofit
Yeah.
organization that supports the community. If you think about it, a brewery is ideally an open warehouse, just no walls, no things. So it's an ideal storage space and easy to get trucks into that parking garage and things. I think it makes a lot of sense for them. They had the garage style doors to get large items in there. Made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we talked a lot about the brewery, but we haven't talked about you guys personally.
This is true.
So
the brewery's a lot more exciting.
Yeah, it's downhill.
Jeff, how long have you been with the brewery?
I just celebrated my 2-year anniversary in August, although I am a almost lifelong fan of Tröegs. They pretty much are responsible for getting me into craft beer.
Yeah.
Just to tell the quick story, if I may.
Sure.
Was never much of a beer guy my entire life. I was actually a late bloomer. Probably didn't start drinking beer till I was 28, maybe. But I'm from a town north of here in the coal region of Pennsylvania called Shamokin.
Same with my parents.
Oh yeah, that shithole, yeah. So
Coal.
Cool.
a lot of coal up there. A lot of bad beer up there. which is one of the reasons why I didn't acquire a taste for it for so long, because Genesee Cream Ale and Yuengling were about the best beers you can get up in that area, and I was just like, okay, beer's not for me, it all tastes the same, whatever. Then I moved down here, playing a lot of bands, and we started playing at Appalachian Brewing Company, so I started trying some of their beer, and I'm like, oh, wow, beer's actually not that bad. And they're like, oh, if you like that, you should try Tröegs. And I'm like, oh, what's that? And they're like, oh, it's this brewery right here in Harrisburg. I'm like, right on. So one day I was out with some colleagues in my last job for lunch, saw the yellow tap handle there, and I didn't even know what it was, but I'm like, I'll have the Tröegs. And it was the Rugged Trail Nut Brown Ale, which was like a perfect, what I call gateway beer.
Yeah.
For me, because, like, if it would have been something really aggressively hoppy, that my palate wasn't ready for, so it was just like the perfect entry-level beer for me. And ever since that beer, that was just like kind of the floodgates opened, and I started seeking out all of their beers and found out where the brewery was, which was right across the river from where I worked. So I used to go over there no fewer than 3 times a week during my lunch break.
Nice.
Got the name Tröegs Stalker from a few people. But I kind of, in retrospect, laid the groundwork for me for getting the job here, because I became friendly with a lot of the people who worked there. I learned a lot about the brewery.
You were almost always the first person to review a scratch beer on Beer Advocate, too.
That's right. Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, I was really into the reviewing thing for a couple of years.
Every review starts with first.
Yeah, there's not that many people outside of the brewery that have had every scratch beer since the first one, and I'm definitely one of those.
That
people.
Is no small feat.
That is huge.
Yeah,
so 161 strong, just to put it in perspective.
Yeah, really, that's a lot.
Essentially, this was pretty much my dream job, aside from going on tour with one of my bands.
Right.
So this was just like, okay, if I have to have a job every day,
real
this
job.
is about as good as it gets for me. And the luster still hasn't worn off. I still get excited every day I come in. It's awesome. Yeah. So that's my spiel.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So Mike, how about you?
I'm a part-time employee here. Work most Sundays as a tour guide. I've done a couple things like working behind the bar. I started working as hired as a Saturday employee, kind of almost the original Saturday crew. Originally, Chris and John and Ed would pretty much run the tasting room by themselves, probably for close to the first 10-plus years. So brought in a couple people to take care of serving the beers. Then when we start transitioning to having 2 buildings, they were trying to prep this building and still ramp up the bottling at the original facility. Chris and John found themselves here a lot more often on Saturdays, so they start training some people for tours. So myself and another employee were given first employee tours on Saturdays. Of course, brewers did and stuff too. But so I've been working here for over 5 years now, and when we moved over here, we didn't have tours, so I worked as a bartender, help out with various warehouse activities, and most recently I've been giving tours.
Very cool. Nice. And you did a very good job with our tour.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
And you're also a home brewer, correct?
Yes.
Which I think is how we first connected with you, because you are a member of Sons of Alchemy.
Yes, I am. And I also got into brewing from working at Tröegs. Big surprise.
Yeah.
More specifically, we actually have a really fun event called Metal Brewer every other year. So we're given the task to create a beer by using a secret ingredient. It's kind of like Iron Chef. So the first year it was really very simple. It was just dried fruit. So that's really easy to incorporate into Belgian beers, hoppy beers, wheat beers, whatever. So they wanted to make things more interesting last year. I think Fedge may have had a hand in this.
Yeah.
So the root vegetable was the last year's secret ingredient. Well,
nice.
So my first time brewing was working on being a part of a team, and I'd read about brewing, but I'm much more of a hands-on visual learner, and so really things start clicking. So actually, after participating in that, I jumped right into all grain. So now I'm doing 10-gallon batches. We converted some kegs. We control our fermentation temperatures. I actually have 3 different fermentation boxes.
See, I'm not the only one.
A refrigerator just for keg beer. Also, we aerate our wort with pure oxygen. It's brewers make wort, yeast make beer, so it's controlling your fermentation temperatures, aerating your beer, and a healthy pitch is really, besides being clean with beer, is really the secret of making home brew, I think, and any beer, really. But, yeah, working at Tröegs, we have access to the yeast lab. If we find any weird yeast, like I got some Heady Topper yeast that started becoming commercially available, which is the Conan yeast. It's very fruity, very good for IPA. So we have that in stock now at the microbiology lab. So we can just give them a little email, a little week's notice, and brew with that.
That's pretty awesome. It's always nice, working at a brewery that allows you to sort of, take a little bit. Oh, can I try some of this, or kind of, whatever you got that you can sort of experiment with on your own.
Experimental hops are very popular this year.
Really,
it's going to be interesting. They only give them numbers to see if they're even going to come to actually be a commercial product. Probably costs money to give them a real name.
A real name, yeah.
It's funny that you brought up Metal Brewer because we were just talking about that today. John Tröegs said that he wants to do that again because we typically do it every 2 years. Mm-hmm. We haven't had it yet. It usually is in November. And I definitely want to do it because last year my team won.
Oh, yeah?
Awesome. Two years ago, I should say. Yeah. We did a red beet saison called Beat It.
Cool.
And since I was brought on as the new marketing guy, part of the Metal Brewer experience is you have to come up with a homebrew recipe and brew it, do a food pairing, and then a marketing presentation. And I'm like, there is no way I am losing the marketing presentation because it's like, oh, fire this jackass and
hire the guy who won. Yeah,
exactly. So I'm like, there's no way. And
it was hilarious.
I came up with this concept that I won't go into too much detail about it, but let's just say that the name of the brewery was Bulbous Knob. Which kind of played on the whole root vegetable thing as well. So and it was, I mean, Chris and John were in tears. So mission accomplished.
Awesome,
punny and a little dirty. I'm on board.
The whole thing was nothing but a pun.
Double entendres. Very nice.